I tested 5 self-feeding garden methods. The results shocked me. What if the biggest reason your plants struggle has nothing to do with fertilizer, watering schedules, or expensive soil amendments? The truth is that many gardeners are planting in ways that force roots to work harder than necessary. The 5 methods in this guide help plants feed themselves, find their own moisture, and produce dramatically larger harvests with less effort. One tool that helps from the very beginning is a soil moisture meter. Many gardeners unknowingly overwater young plants, which weakens root development. A simple moisture meter removes the guesswork and encourages deeper, stronger roots from day one. Method 1. The horizontal tomato and the kitchen spice. Most gardeners plant tomatoes vertically, but tomatoes possess a unique ability that few vegetables share. Tiny hairs along the stem can transform into roots when buried beneath soil. Instead of digging a deep hole, create a shallow trench about 12 inches long and 3 inches deep. Remove the lower leaves, lay the seedling sideways, and gently bend the top upward before covering the stem with soil. This method creates an extensive root system that can access water and nutrients from a much larger area. Plants become more resilient during hot weather and are less dependent on frequent watering. Before placing the plant into the trench, sprinkle about 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon beneath the stem. Cinnamon helps suppress common fungal problems that attack young seedlings and damage developing roots. Many experienced gardeners also use a quality garden trowel set during this process because creating uniform trenches by hand can be difficult and inconsistent. The result is a larger root zone, healthier growth, and significantly heavier fruit production throughout the season. Method 2. The buried worm tower. Kitchen scraps are often treated as waste, yet they can become a continuous source of nutrition directly inside the garden. The buried worm tower method transforms vegetable scraps into plant food exactly where roots need it most. Take a 4-inch PVC pipe approximately 18 inches long and drill 1/4-inch holes throughout the lower 12 inches. Bury the perforated section in the center of a raised bed, leaving 6 inches above the surface. Plant vegetables around the tower and regularly add coffee grounds, vegetable peels, crushed eggshells, and other compostable kitchen scraps. Worms enter through the holes, consume the material, and leave nutrient-rich castings behind. Those nutrients spread directly into the surrounding soil without the need for hauling compost across the yard. One challenge with composting is knowing whether decomposition is happening efficiently. A compost thermometer solves that problem by allowing gardeners to monitor biological activity and identify when compost materials are breaking down properly. Healthy worm activity combined with regular organic matter additions creates a self-feeding system that improves continuously over time. Method 3. Sheet mulching the right way. Weeds compete aggressively for moisture and nutrients. Sheet mulching eliminates much of that competition while simultaneously feeding the soil. Start by laying 5 to 7 layers of newspaper over existing vegetation. Thoroughly soak the paper with water. Add 2 inches of compost or aged manure, followed by 2 inches of grass clippings or chopped leaves, then finish with 2 to 3 inches of straw mulch. The newspaper blocks sunlight and smothers weeds while gradually decomposing. As the organic layers break down, they release nutrients that feed soil organisms and plant roots. Instead of digging and disturbing the soil, you build fertility from the top down. Many gardeners struggle to determine whether their soil contains enough nutrients before building these beds. A soil testing tool helps identify deficiencies and prevents wasted effort. When nutrients are balanced from the start, sheet mulched gardens establish faster and produce stronger harvests. Over time, earthworms and beneficial microbes incorporate these materials into the soil naturally. The result is fewer weeds, improved moisture retention, and healthier plants with significantly less maintenance. Method 4. Hugelkultur, the buried log garden. Hugelkultur may look unusual, but it creates one of the most efficient self-feeding garden systems ever developed. The principle is simple. Buried wood acts like a giant sponge beneath the garden bed. Dig a trench roughly 2 feet deep and fill it with hardwood logs, branches, and twigs. Avoid cedar, black walnut, and black locust because they resist decomposition. Cover the wood with grass clippings, compost, and topsoil, then shape everything into a mound. As the wood decomposes, it absorbs rainfall and slowly releases moisture back into the surrounding soil. During dry periods, plants continue accessing water long after conventional beds have dried out. Decomposition also feeds beneficial fungi that form partnerships with plant roots and dramatically increase nutrient uptake. Moving logs and organic material can be exhausting. Many gardeners use a sturdy garden cart to transport materials efficiently across the property. What begins as a pile of discarded wood eventually becomes a long-term reservoir of moisture, nutrients, and biological activity capable of supporting productive harvests for many years. Method 5. Straw bale gardening. For gardeners with poor soil or physical limitations, straw bale gardening offers a remarkable alternative. Instead of growing in the ground, vegetables grow directly inside conditioned straw bales. Place the bales in their final location about 12 days before planting. Thoroughly soak them with water. Apply 1/2 cup of a high nitrogen organic fertilizer to each bale and water deeply. Continue adding nitrogen every other day while watering daily during the conditioning period. Microbial activity begins breaking down the straw and generates heat inside the bale. This process kills many weed seeds and creates a nutrient-rich growing environment. After temperatures cool, plant directly into the bale. A watering wand or adjustable irrigation tool becomes especially valuable here because it distributes water evenly without washing nutrients away. Throughout the season, the bale gradually decomposes, feeding plants while providing excellent drainage and aeration. By harvest time, the remaining material becomes compost that can be spread throughout the garden. These 5 self-feeding methods prove that productive gardens do not depend on constant fertilizing, daily watering, or endless labor. They rely on working with natural biological processes instead of fighting them. If you decide to try any of these techniques, start with one method and master it before expanding. The gardening tools mentioned throughout this guide can be found in the description for anyone who wants to make the process easier and more efficient. If you enjoyed this guide, subscribe to Soil and AMP, Crop Central, like this video, share it with fellow gardeners, and leave a comment telling us which self-feeding planting method you plan to try first. Happy growing!